Hi guys, I must admit that usually when I do a music thing, like I just did a live, I usually don't do a teaching one right away. I wait some while, but hey, I'm in music mode, and music is music to me. So here I go. Let's do a lesson on theory. It just came to me today. I give you guys things as I think of them. I don't pull punches like I would have at Harvey Mudd or whatever. I just first of all got the difference. First of all, I figured out pop harmony theory, and I figured out that in comparison to the rock and roll harmony theory that I put a video out already before. And I want to explain that. I want to revisit the rock and roll mainly to show the difference between that and pop harmony. And then I want to say that how I got the pop harmony theory and what song it was that it was thinking of. But before I get to the actual song that inspired me, let's just talk about the theory itself. So sorry guys, it's theory, so sorry if it's boring, but we'll do our best. Okay, last time I was in the key A for the rock and roll. I don't know if I should stay with that or go to B. Let me think. Let me think real hard here. Let's see. What keys I would be there? That would be key B, key F. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna stay in the key A for some reason. That'll keep it easy to go back and forth between the two. I'm gonna do that. So let's say I'm still in the key A. I want to express that just like rock and roll theory, pop theory is connected to the blues. It's just a different expression of it. So let's go back over the blues again. If I'm in the key A, I have three dominant seventh chords for the harmony. First, the 1, 4, and the 5, but they're all dominant seventh chords. So then key A, that would be 1 would be A dominant seventh, G dominant seventh would be 4, E dominant seventh would be 5, A dominant seventh. So those are the three chords. Remember, a dominant seventh chord supports a mixolydian harmony because if you're an Ionian, which is major, the fifth mode of that is mixolydian, and that's also the dominant note, which is also the name of the dominant seventh chord because the dominant seventh chord is the fifth chord in a major scale. So the dominant chord equals mixolydian. And I said that last time also. So what you have with blues is you have a mixolydian for the A dominant seventh chord. You have a mixolydian. Then for the D dominant seventh chord, you have a D mixolydian. And then for the E dominant seventh chord, you have E mixolydian. Back to the A dominant seventh chord, which is A mixolydian. I'm not playing the whole scale, but you guys get the gist. I don't have to go through the whole lick and everything like that. This is theory time. Okay, so you have A mixolydian, D mixolydian, E mixolydian around the key of A. Now with the rock and roll harmony, what I said was, and it's true, that you play a minor note over the major harmony because the dominant chord and also mixolydian mode has a major third, but in rock and roll you play a minor third over that. So for the A mixolydian, you would play an A Dorian, which is based on A minor pentatonic scale, which has a minor third. So in other words, you replace the A mixolydian or play over the A mixolydian in A Dorian, because A Dorian is the flat third. The blues scale. With the dominant seventh harmony. So that's what I said, is that on the one you have an A Dorian, or the one chord gives you A Dorian in rock and roll harmony, and then and then the D mixolydian gives you D Dorian, okay, because that's a minor on D, so that would be up here. And then over the E mixolydian, or E dominant seventh, you have an E minor pentatonic. With the A Dorian. And then I said that A Dorian stays the same because that's you're in the key A. But for your D Dorian, that's the same as A Aeolian. So you can use A Aeolian because if you're in A Aeolian, you also have A Dorian. And Aeolian is one mode flat of A Dorian. So you have A Dorian, A Aeolian, which is a mode flat of A Dorian, and you have for the E Dorian that would be A Mixolydian. So that would be one sharp of Dorian. So you have so for rock and roll harmony you have A Dorian, A Aeolian, and A Mixolydian to play from. And that's basically what rock and roll is based on. And I was going to end there today. So basically for rock and roll, it's based on you have A Dorian, A Aeolian, and an A Mixolydian. Over all possible modes for A. And then as an example, I gave third song from the Song by Jimi Hendrix, which is an E Mixolydian, but also has E Dorian and E Aeolian. Perfect example. But that was rock and roll. I'm just recapping that. Like last week, like when you watch a show and you recap it. But this time I'm going to do pop harmony. Now the only difference is, and I'm going to take the song I'm going to use after I explain it. The only difference is in pop harmony you don't play a minor third over the Mixolydian. You just play the Mixolydian. It's simpler. It's more vanilla, as they say. So for pop harmony, just play the A Mixolydian gives you A Mixolydian. You don't make a minor third over it. You just play exactly what the blues says to do, which is more vanilla than rock and roll, but maybe that's why they call it pop. It's more light and flippant and light, easygoing and less whatever. So for pop harmony, for the one you have A Mixolydian. That would be the exact scale for the A dominant seventh. A Mixolydian. And for the D dominant seventh, you just have D Mixolydian. D Mixolydian is A Dorian. So because so you have A Mixolydian, then you have, and for the D Mixolydian is actually A Dorian. So Dorian is one flat of Mixolydian, so you can play A Dorian. Then for the E Mixolydian, for the E dominant seventh, you can do E Mixolydian. So that would be Mixolydian. So that would be one. Yes, E Mixolydian, but E Mixolydian is A Ionian, or A major scale, let's say Ionian, which is one mode sharp of A Mixolydian. So the only difference is with pop harmony, you just play the dominant chord. You play Mixolydian over the dominant chord in the 1-4-5 blues. So what that gives you is you have A Mixolydian, A Dorian, because that's for the D Mixolydian, and then you have A Ionian for the E Mixolydian. So basically, instead of starting with Dorian and going one flat, which is Aeolian, and one sharp, which is Mixolydian, and back, and having A Dorian as the main, you just stick with A Mixolydian as the main thing. It's a little more brighter than rock and roll. So you have A Mixolydian for the and then you have for the chord. Then you have A Dorian, which would be the mode that you're in A when you play D Mixolydian. And then you have A Ionian, which is the mode you have in A when you play the E Mixolydian. So you have Mixolydian as the main mode, and then you go flat to that Dorian, or sharp to that Ionian, then back to Mixolydian as the main primary mode. So the only real difference in rock and roll and pop harmony, I explained the origin of that. The only real difference is that you're one sharp in pop, and that you're more vanilla. You're just playing Mixolydian for dominant seventh, which is what it technically gets. And then so for one Mixolydian for A Mixolydian you have A Mixolydian. For D Mixolydian you have A Dorian. For E Mixolydian you have A Ionian. So for pop music you can play Mixolydian, Dorian, or Ionian. Dorian on one side flat of Mixolydian, Ionian one side sharp of Mixolydian, and Mixolydian back in the middle. So pop songs sound lighter and simpler because you don't have major tension, and it's more, and major sounds more happier than the darker Dorian bass. So I'm going to give you the example I'm going to give. The song I'm going to give you is an example in F sharp Mixolydian. But let's see how, according to my theory, if it's in F sharp, it's going to have F sharp Mixolydian, F sharp Dorian, and also F sharp Ionian. Because it has F sharp Mixolydian, it has B Mixolydian, and C sharp Mixolydian. That's the 4-5. And the B Mixolydian is also F sharp Dorian, and the C sharp Mixolydian is also F sharp Ionian. So you have F sharp Mixolydian, F sharp Dorian, F sharp Ionian, straight up. And the song I'm going to pick is "The Way You Make Me Feel" by Michael Jackson. I call it the quintessential pop song for me. It's the song that was going through my head when I thought about this. And I was analyzing it in my head as I was walking today. And I thought, what's different about Michael Jackson's harmony than rock and roll? Or what is Michael Jackson's harmony? And the answer is, he just plays an F sharp. He's going to play F sharp mixolydian primary mode, and then he's going to play some F sharp Dorian, which also implies B mixolydian, and then he's going to play some F sharp Ionian, which also implies C sharp mixolydian. So it's F sharp mixolydian with Dorian and Ionian on either side. Simple, right? Well, let's see. Let's analyze it out and prove that, because it's easy to say that, but let's prove it. Okay. First of all, I have the bass intros in 5/4 time. It's really clever. So, that's harder to understand and do than it sounds, but whatever. Then for the song, it goes. There, try it again. Let me off. Knock me off of my feet. All right, let's prove the thing. See if I'm full of crap or if I said that right. Okay, so the beginning it should be F sharp mixolydian. Let's see if that's true. That's E flat minor to C sharp. And that would be C sharp minor, and I mean E flat minor and C sharp minor happen to be. Let's see, if the three happen to be the 5 and the 6 chord in F sharp mixolydian. Check it out. It just is true. If you have F sharp mixolydian, you have a C sharp minor and a flat minor, and that would make that goes along with F sharp mixolydian. Now it's going to play E major, F sharp major. Well, that's simple. E major, F sharp major is just flat 7/1 in F sharp mixolydian. That's just the E major to F sharp major is basically F sharp mixolydian. It's just defined that way. And then he goes to E major in a different inversion, which is clever because it goes down to E major, but it goes up in voicing. So that's clever too. That's E major again to F sharp major, which is still F sharp mixolydian. So E flat minor, C sharp minor, E major, F sharp major, E major, F sharp major, all F sharp mixolydian. Then he repeats it a little differently. This time it's back. This when he goes to E major to F sharp major. It's still the same chords. E sharp minor, C sharp minor, E major, F sharp major, E major, F sharp major. Different voicing, but voicings in there, but it's all F sharp mixolydian. And then he does it again for repetition's sake. We'll just leave that out. Then it goes to that's B major to A major. That's B mixolydian, which is also F sharp Dorian. I was right. So by modulating to B mixolydian, he's actually going in the key of F sharp to F sharp Dorian, which I said was the other mode you can use in pop music. When you're in a key of F sharp, you use mixolydian, Dorian, and Ionian. So far, B mixolydian is B major, A major, and then F sharp minor is still in F sharp minor is still in F sharp minor, is actually the 5 chord in B mixolydian. So F sharp minor is still in B mixolydian. And then back to the B major. And then again, it's the A major to B major, but voiced differently, which is clever again because he's going up in voicing but down in root. So B major, A major, B major. So far I'm in B. I'm in F sharp Dorian now because I went to B mixolydian. That's F sharp Dorian, or the B mixolydian is F sharp Dorian. And then watch this. Still F sharp Dorian, or B mixolydian. But now watch this. He goes from B major to C sharp major. Well, B major to C sharp major is C sharp mixolydian, which is F sharp Ionian, because C sharp is the 5th mode of F sharp, and the 5th mode of Ionian is mixolydian. So C sharp mixolydian is F sharp Ionian. This is true. So then I went from F sharp. So the whole song went from F sharp mixolydian to F sharp Dorian, then to F sharp Ionian by going, and then back to F sharp mixolydian. That's back to the F sharp mixolydian. So it's a classic pop song, and it's all F sharp mixolydian, F sharp Dorian, F sharp mixolydian. The only so mixolydian on one side, Dorian or Ionian or major scale, but I'm going to say Ionian, and back to mixolydian for pop music. It's straight ahead. Dominant chord gets a mixolydian, but you can do Dorian or Ionian. Whereas in rock and roll, it's minor third for the dominant, so it's Dorian, but you can play Aeolian or mixolydian on either side of the Dorian. So basically, long story short, rock and roll is based on Dorian as its center, but you can go Aeolian or mixolydian. Pop music is based on mixolydian as a center, but you can go Dorian or Ionian or either direction of it. You guys get that? Because if you analyze everything I said, if you work hard enough to think about it, you'll understand it, even though it might go over your head right now or not. If you listen back to me, I laid it out right. So, and thanks to Michael Jackson for that. And then when I solo in the song, when I play it, I like to do a solo, and I just solo in F sharp mixolydian. I go too much into F sharp Dorian and Ionian when I'm soloing because it kind of complicates the solo. I just play F sharp in solo, and then back to the. I gotta go back to the chorus of The Way It Makes Me Feel is also F sharp mixolydian. Let's figure that out for sure. He goes, well, that's F sharp major to G sharp minor, which is the 2 chord in F sharp mixolydian, then to A major, which is the flat 7 chord in F sharp mixolydian, and back to F sharp major, which is the 1 chord in F sharp mixolydian. So a classic, I wasn't going to do this, but let's do it for you guys. A classic mixolydian progression is to play the major chord for the mixolydian, go up a whole step and play the minor chord. So that's the 2 chord in mixolydian is minor. Then down to the 4 chord, the flat 7 chord in mixolydian, which is also major, and then back to the 1 chord, which is major again. And you know what else that is? I'm just gonna throw this as a tidbit. I wasn't gonna do this. In Jamie's Prime of Van Halen, he goes. Let's get the rhythm of it. It's an A mixolydian because it's an E, so E Dorian is A mixolydian. E F G A, yeah. So he plays an A mixolydian part during the E Dorian song, and he does the A major, B minor, G major to A major, which is the same progression, only this time we're in A mixolydian in a new song. The E song is in Dorian at this point. I'm going to play it in rhythm. Notice that's the same progression Michael uses. I mean, this time it's in the key A, and it's A major to B minor, that's the 2 minor mixolydian, to D major, that's the flat 7 major mixolydian, back in A mixolydian. A mixolydian. Well, in Michael's case, it's F sharp mixolydian. So, pop music, mixolydian, either side, Dorian, Ionian, rock music, Dorian, either side, Aeolian, mixolydian.